going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Another episode live. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, using StreamYard. Love you guys for joining us. All Pro JAFFOs, highly elevated sports talk, with a highly elevated sports fan. I believe this episode is 160. 160 episodes in. And we've got a doozy for you today. I'm your host, JP.
Hey, yo.
And alongside me, the 6'10 beast from the southeast, Mr. Country K.
Konnichiwa, my people.
I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers.
Which I do believe, to start the show, I really got to kind of get into it. What I've seen, Dan Snyder of the Washington Commanders, this is literally him.
I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers.
Nah. You can't associate that scumbag. And I don't mean that in the good words, because it's scummy face all day, but that's a full-fledged scumbag, bro.
No, I 100% agree with you.
I wouldn't associate, I wouldn't let the good voice and name of Bernie Mac be associated with that fucking scumbag, man.
Okay, let me get the real.
There we go.
But he really said, I'm not scared. He has apparently Dan Snyder has so much dirt on all of the owners and Roger Goodell himself. He could blow up the NFL essentially. Now, when you hear blowing up, what do you mean blow? What do you think he means by blowing up?
He's gonna pull back the curtain. He's gonna rip the whole fucking rod down. That's what I heard. I heard I'm gonna rip the whole rod down, and y'all gonna fully see what the fuck is going on. Personally, I'm here for all of that shit. Do it. Why? Because The Rock instantly, the XFL and The Rock instantly becomes number one in the favorite. And on top of that, two things happens. Firstly, the Bucks won the Super Bowl this year. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. I'm almost certain that happens.
What?
Here's why. We're not. No. Stay on point.
I'm saying here's why. I'm saying here's why. Because everybody's gonna be focused on everything that's going on with the NFL. They're not gonna focus on Tom being singularly driven to win games. I'm not gonna get in the breakdown of it. I'm just saying the overall scheme is, while Dan Snyder's pulling shit back, everybody else is going to be like, cover our ass, and no one's going to be focusing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, well, nobody's going to be focusing on...
and then Tom retires.
All of Tom Brady's, struggles.
Tom officially retires after that shit.
Yeah. After. Probably. Maybe. We'll see.
It's gonna happen.
But I remember specifically seeing the caption of what I was about to read and going, say what? And looked at it and read it, and I thought, one of two things can happen. One, Dan Snyder's full of shit. And he's got empty threats, or he's legit and so depending on what comes out, and fuck it, let's speculate a little bit. All right, fuck it, let's dive into it. Why not?
Right. I'm down.
What do you think that dirt is?
Emails of owners talking about players, emails of owners talking about coaches, emails of owners talking about Goodell, rule changes, NFL PA guy, lawyers, like literally everything. I think they're talking about any and everything behind the curtain. Like they're just talking trash. Like think about it. If people have worked in an office environment and have like a little chat window that you're talking to your coworker, they're most definitely talking about another coworker. You get what I'm saying? So now put billions of dollars behind that. They're most definitely talking about another fucking owner. You get what I'm saying? They're most definitely talking about like subordinates and shit like that. Like that's happening. Now,
Hey,
as
he
far as
specifically named out Jerry too.
well, Jerry, I know for a fact two things. Jerry is from Arkansas. I'm sorry, Arkansas. He's from Arkansas. So, and then he went to Texas and then became a Texan. For what? I don't know how the fuck that happens, but it happened for whatever reason. Jerry Jones most definitely is talking shit about a lot of people in there, but I feel like Dan Snyder's waiting to see which owners, like he's waiting to see if these owners are going to be pressured to vote him out. If the owners go against him, I feel like at that point he'll be like, all right, well, fuck y'all then. You know what I mean? Like he flipped the table and I'm taking my ball home. Like, you know what I mean? Then he'll start doing all of that. But if the owners like stay put and it's just Goodell, then he's probably gonna be like, I'm not doing shit you're talking about, buddy. Like,
but think about it this way.
Opinion.
Think about it this way, though.
Guess I'm high.
When are we not? Think about it this way, though. It's kind of a damned if they do, damned if they don't.
Right.
Because if they don't do shit, then that proves.
Well, if they don't do shit, they're gonna lose a lot of people.
That proves Dan Snyder was right.
Right.
And if they do, he burns down the league.
I'm here for it.
So what extent you think a lot of it's like racial bullshit? It's got to be, right?
I think a good amount. I'm not gonna say like it's all, you know what I mean, but it could be. No. It could be like different detrimental motherfucking shit. They could be talking about females. They could be talking about Michael Sam's. You forgot that was a thing. Like you could be talking about a lot of different things that could hurt them. You know what I mean? And if he burns it down, I'm here for it because then you'll get new owners because that the company, you know what I mean? The overall company. Roger Goodell is the commissioner. The owners are the owners, right? If all of these owners look a certain way, they're still like, you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be all of them because some of these owners are new. You get what I'm saying? Some of these owners are new. Some of these people, you know, hold true. But I will say this. What if Jerry Jones did nothing wrong? What if Jerry Jones did nothing fucking wrong and he was the only one out of a good portion of them that did nothing wrong? It's like, say like we got 32 teams. Say if 10 owners didn't do shit, but the other fucking 22 did. You get what I'm saying?
Then the league would survive.
The league for sure would survive.
But this is specifically though.
Right.
And this, what makes it easier and what makes it harder for them to survive. What makes it easier for them to survive is if not just Jerry Jones, but Robert Kraft as well.
Well, I'm honestly
Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones, they have the most pull out of all the owners, and I don't even really think that's up for debate. If they come out of this entire thing squeaky clean, it's gonna be easy for the league to survive.
So here's the thing:
because the financial backing and all that stuff, it's all there.
Right.
You know, you still have it. It's all there. If Goodell comes out squeaky clean, then he'll be fine. He'll still be the lackey. If he doesn't, then you know it's real easy for them to just kick him to the curb and find somebody else.
Yeah, I think it's over for Goodell anyway. But no, here's the thing though. You know, we hate the Cowboys just as much as the same. Fuck, I got tie tongue. We both hate the Cowboys the same amount. I feel like based on how we talk about them, right? I don't know.
It's a fair assumption.
Fair assumption, right?
It's close, but it's a fair assumption.
I don't want to give Jerry not a stitch of credit, but I could not ever put Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft in the same category, especially that night in Jupiter. But that's just me.
Well, I'm
being a
not saying
Floridian.
put them necessarily. What I mean is, out of all of the owners, those are the two that
No,
are the
I
most
got I know what
influential
you
throughout
meant
the
in
whole thing.
conversation. It was more of a joke.
Yeah.
But as far as that, they're not even the richest owners anymore. The Denver Broncos have the richest owner now.
Do
You know
they?
what I'm saying? So, and that's a new owner. So that's what I'm saying. Like you have some teams where you just got new owners. So I feel like they can make it to the 10. It's just more the fact of who's the most egregious owners. You get what I'm saying? Granted,
Well, Dan Snyder's one of them. He's gone.
right. My team, our original owner died, and it's his kids running it. So I don't think the kids is over there doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I can put my team in there. You get what I'm saying?
Okay,
But as
let's
far
count-
as like the
let's count them.
Dolphins, maybe the Jaguars owner, I give him a pass just based on how he gets his money. He gets his money overseas, and he probably don't give a fuck about these owners over here. You know what I mean? He
He's
can
probably.
give less of a
Hey,
fuck.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I think
Right.
he's probably the one that's not in the league. I think he's probably the safest bet.
Yeah, that's
He
what
might
I'm
be
saying.
the safest bet to come out of the whole thing squeaky clean.
Right. So that's honestly what I was saying. It's like I think they can get to the 10
For
even
obvious reasons, people. We don't have to fucking announce it. The obvious
Right.
reasons why. We don't have to talk
Right.
about it.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like I feel like they can get to that 10 and be able to survive, and then have, because you have so many people talking about they want to be prospective owners. So many people saying that, oh,
It would
I would
be-
love to own a team. I would love to own a team, and
It
then
would be the opportunity for the NFL to kind of do what the NBA is doing.
it'd be the California Gold Rush all over again.
You finally have black owners. You finally have pretty much minority owners everywhere in the entire league. Because if you have 10 that are still the same, and it's going to be wild.
As a black dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. The moment we get an owner that's gonna be on some Spirit Airlines type of shit, I'm gonna cry.
You stop.
Yo,
Stop.
yo.
No. No.
I'm gonna say it before somebody else say it.
No.
I'm gonna say it before somebody else say it.
Okay.
They gonna come
No.
out there. They gonna come out
No.
there sponsored by the Dollar Tree.
Bro, stop.
DD's discounts. What you mean?
You,
Savers.
you're wrong. You're
Hey, look.
fucking wrong. Bro.
Hey guys.
Oh,
No, hey, look, it's the same other
hey,
way around.
I'm not.
Because
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you right
I'm
now,
not
it's
gonna
be
lie
some
to you, bro. I'm not
disenfranchised
gonna lie
white
to
folks
you.
try to go own a team. You're gonna see out there NASCAR, Natty Ice.
I'm telling you right now,
Sponsored
bro.
by
I
Natty
swear
Ice.
to God,
The drink of the man.
if it's my Spirit Airlines, oh my God, I'm gonna bust out laughing. I mean, good for them. Good for them. But hey, that's fucking
The Steelers
hilarious.
gonna have something to say about it, but same color scheme and all.
Oh shit. Oh, that's gonna be
Oh fuck, that's hilarious.
Carolina. I think would be the first one.
First one for what?
That would
They
be
got a new
there's
owner.
a
I
lot
don't
of-
think their owner's egregious like that. You remember they got a new guy
okay.
like a few years
Oh,
back.
that's right. So then, who would you think Jay-Z would try and go get the Jets or the Giants?
I don't. The Jets are fan owned, like the Packers. If I'm not
Really?
mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the Jets are fan owned. So you got the Packers.
No.
I'm just honestly just going through it, just spitballing, not really got a list of teams in front of us, but just based off of it, I say, the Packers obviously because they're fan owned. I say the Jets because I'm pretty sure they're fan owned. The Broncos because they got a new owner. I say the Bucks because the kids are young. As far as ownership, the Panthers because they got a new owner. It's not really me teams, bro. I'm at 5. I got 5 fingers up right now. You know what I mean? Like I really
York?
don't know. Say it again.
York Niners.
The way he set y'all team up, I'm certain he's racist. Ain't no way he trying to win. Hey, he hate everybody, and he hate that Italian boy y'all got at quarterback. He do not like y'all, dog. He do not.
You just woke up and
Garoppolo.
chose violence today, didn't you?
Oh
Just-
man, hey, look, I got the raw face up. Honestly, it's scummy face hours, man. Hold on, let me get the picture up.
Um,
Trying to get myself together so I can calm down. Hey, look, I'm just aware of our next segment. So I was already I'm jumping the gun.
yeah. Tripping
You
them
know,
just a little.
I'm in pistol. Nice little reference, you know. It made no sense to what I was actually saying, but fuck it. Again,
Again.
I'm high. It's a reference. Chris Tucker's character,
But-
Smokey.
So I'm looking at it this way. As much as Dan Snyder has already been kind of proven to have,
Mm-hmm.
if there's any sort of similarities to that in any of the owners,
Mm.
it's kind of bye-bye
Right.
for all of them. And it's not even going to be a vote. Like, you know, how the owners usually have to vote them out for it to happen. It's not even going to come down to that. It's going to be mandatory. You give up your shit. Either sell the team or pass it down to one of your whatever. You're not going to be a part of it. That's just what it's going to come down to. And to be honest, kind of like, if that really is the case, good riddance, right? You don't really need that shit. You don't need that type of heat on the NFL.
Mm-mm.
So fuck it. If they go down, let them burn.
Let them burn. I just can't wait for the day where they get some owners that actually want to put a team that actually wins. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people say they want to win, but a lot of people is just like they mask about certain picks, and then they get a lot of shit that goes against them. You know what I mean? Like,
Who would be owners that would be fucked up?
I don't know.
Vikings owner, Minnesota.
Minnesota,
Dolphins owner, Bengals owner.
Dolphins for sure out of there. Bengals, man, 2 decades of them doing dumb shit. Yeah, get them the fuck out of here.
Saints. Just
Well, I
because
mean, well, I couldn't even get the shit out. Hey, wait,
division rival. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, I'm like whatever to fucking hurt them. Get it out of there. Shit, trade DeMario Davis.
Baltimore?
Nah, I don't think Baltimore's on that type of hype. I don't.
Steelers? No. Couldn't
I'll
be the
say no
Steelers.
because of Tomlin, but I mean it is Pittsburgh.
Not
I'm gonna
even
put
not even because of Tomlin. Like they made it. Well, they kind of came up with the Rooney Rule and the mandatory, you know, having to with the minority coaches
and they got Brian
everything
Shaw
else.
over there.
Yeah, so I don't think the Steelers would be in that type of heat. Rams?
Nah, I don't think so.
Wishful thinking.
Actually, hold on.
Cardinals?
Hold on. It might be Rams. Because I seen a lot of videos saying Matthew Stafford's racist.
Cardinals?
Oh man. I mean it's Arizona, but I don't know.
It's an iffy one. Seattle? Nah.
That's a toss up too. I would have on that one. I will go refer to Marshawn Lynch. Whatever Marshawn say on that one, I'll go with.
I put my vote of confidence in Marshawn Lynch.
On that
whatever
one.
he says. Whatever he says about the city of Seattle, that's what I'm going with. Buffalo.
I mean, hey man, these are cities where it's like, man.
Well, I'm not trying to base it off the city. I'm trying to base it off like the owner, like the actual owner. Possibility with like, I mean, the city kind of aids in that, but nonetheless,
It 100% does. What?
Chiefs?
Nah. Yeah, probably not. Probably so. I don't know. That's a mixed bag. I mean, I just seen how fast they got Eric Peters out. I mean, not Eric Peters, Eric Berry and Marcus Peters the fuck up out of there. They got their ass up out of there fast as fuck. And Eric Berry had an ailment.
Cowboys is like Jerry's
it's
almost
wishful thinking. It's wishful thinking.
Jerry, if Jerry comes out squeaky clean, I will be surprised.
I won't. I won't be surprised, bro. Because Jerry's a businessman first and foremost. Like, that's the thing everybody says. Business don't give a shit what color you is. You know what I mean?
Very true. And he allows Dak Prescott to be the quarterback. I mean,
Hey man, hold on. That's a different story now. That's a different story. That's a completely different story. There's a lot of negative.
You leave Dakota alone in this one.
Put Chunky Soup in that motherfucker because he ain't done shit. But I'm just saying that $75 million sounds crazy to everyone now. Like, bro, like you making Shannon Sharp sound like a fucking genius. But the Eagles, goddamn right. You goddamn right. You couldn't even finish that word. You goddamn right. Look at the city of Philadelphia. I couldn't even get that shit out. Look at Philadelphia as a whole, man. Just take Pennsylvania the fuck out of there, bro. The whole state. That includes Pittsburgh. Get both of them the fuck out of there.
Who dubbed that city the name of Brotherville?
Man, somebody fucking high on methane.
Broncos.
The new owner. It's the Walmart owner.
Walmart?
Yes, Walmart. The guy that owns Walmart with a team. It's like four of the people. What?
Might be a red flag there. I don't know.
One of the owners on that team is a black woman. I'm gonna just say that. They made it a thing.
They're good.
They made it a thing.
Chargers.
I wouldn't think so, but I mean San Diego. Lord have mercy.
Lions.
Yeah. I'll say yeah, because look how they do the Detroit Lions. Look how they do the Detroit Lions, bro. Tell me one year that they've been good. Don't trip. I'll wait. They hurt
when Barry Sanders was there.
Bro.
When Barry Sanders there was
if you got to go back to the fucking 90s, like that's an issue.
I have to.
I mean, honestly, we got to do the same for the Niners, but that's neither here nor there because we already talked about you guys. But at the exact same time, though, like, yeah, bro, ain't no way. They hurt Megatron. They made Megatron retire. They continue to let Matthew Stafford throw that bullshit every game. That's my opinion. But I know the quarterback may or may not have a different opinion, but I'm definitely going to hear it at some point in time because I see the confusion in his face. I see the confusion in your face, sir.
Tennessee Titans.
Nah, I wouldn't say so.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Weirdly enough, I'll say no.
Probably
it looks like it. It looks like it. It looks like it, right? But I won't think so. Some of the shit he did makes you think that.
Anybody who allows Mark Davis to have that haircut should be investigated.
No, I mean, honestly, I just think he hasn't grown up since he went to Willy Wonka factory, but that's neither here nor there.
Texans.
Nah, they're in Houston. Oh, actually, take that back. Take that back. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I take that
He's
back.
like, wait a minute.
I didn't hear it. It didn't register.
We'll get on to that situation later.
Right.
We'll get on to that situation later. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show. One of the best times of our Friday night, talking college football with the man, the myth, the legend, the quarterback of the Snow Tribe, Mr. Cory Hammond. What's up, Cory?
What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up, man?
You know, man, same shit.
Same
shenanigans.
I think what the NFL owners are worried about, Dan Snyder talking about, is a couple of collusion cases that might end up in huge settlements if he snitches on them.
Collusion
case? Wasn't one of the places that Colin Kaepernick went to work out for a day the Redskins?
Yep.
Or whatever we want to call them.
That kind of cool.
Now, let's really think about what the NFL's been attacked with and completely survived, basically with nothing else but just a couple Karens yelling, right? They've survived video of players brutally attacking women. No one cares. No one cares that Tyreek Hill beat his like wife, girlfriend, fiance while she was pregnant. There's been murderers on active NFL rosters multiple times that we found out. The only thing that the NFL felt like it was really like having trouble with was a guy that was protesting. And that was really out of line. But I mean, if the owners are actually nervous of what Dan Snyder might be talking about, it might be secret conversations of the boys club and all those billionaires, you know, basically making backroom deals that are absolutely 100% illegal in the U.S. justice system. That's the only thing that these guys could ever fear. And I don't know how often you guys look at how valuable NFL teams are, but if the Washington Commanders, even after a terrible branding, you know, misrepresentation again, signing Carson Wentz to be their quarterback for this season, and just recently appearing in a national spot on Amazon and basically making people turn to the A7FL vault for some quality football. That team's probably worth like $3 to $6 billion as an entity. And if Dan Snyder and all of his shenanigans and, you know, the amount of horrifying things that we don't know about Dan Snyder is probably daunting. But regardless of what he's done or who he is, you know, if we're talking about taking away his team, that's taking away billions of dollars from a billionaire. And I don't have any firsthand experience knowing what happens, but you know, just look at the stock market and see how that plays out, because money usually wins those types of things. But anyway, let's talk about the non-paid athletes, right? Because they've never been paid, and even with these new things, it's still totally above board.
I was gonna say non-paid athletes. Yeah, I think even with the NIL, I think it made it easier with the NIL for that type of still cheating to be happening. But
I mean,
so
the thing is if everybody involved with college football is getting rich, I think players should be able to make a little bit of money too. So I think
I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, there are the perks of it, and then there are also the people who take advantage of it.
Yeah, we've all seen blue chips, right? We've all seen blue chips. And that's it.
Yep.
Shaq's in the movie. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. Anyway.
But getting into college football, you messaged me whether or not it was a good thing for Texas to be ranked again.
Yes, I think the best way we do this is start with your guys' teams. And Country K, let's just start off by saying really quickly, I think the fans of the University of Miami are realizing that Mario Cristobal does a lot of great things for a program. I don't think that in coaching decisions and play calls and design of his offense has ever been one of them, if we really think about it. If you look at Justin Herbert's career as a Charger and how great of a quarterback he is, for the fact that Oregon was just, you know, a 15 to 12 ranked team in all of that kid's starts. My guy Van Dyke, you know, he might have got sold a bill of goods that I don't know if the coach can deliver on X's and O's wise. But it's a battle of old Big East teams for the U. And if they can beat Virginia Tech, maybe they can get back on the roll in the right direction. And if they get, you know, the right break in the ACC schedule, you know, next season can be, again, one of those years where we, in the preseason, talk about, oh, Miami has all the athletes, and then they just let you down, you know, week 4 and 13. And then now, Jay, I bet you've been happy since Saturday, huh?
Oh, I couldn't have been. It was one of the greatest days that I can recall as a Texas Longhorns fan. Seeing that okay, so the sad part about it was I was at work when the game went on. The cool thing about it was I still had the updates and everything coming in, and seeing that nice big fat goose egg right next to the almost 50 burger. I'm just gonna round up the 50 burger we put on Oklahoma. Ah, beautiful, beautiful thing to see. Seeing all those Oklahoma fans crying was just feeding my soul.
Whenever there's a shutout in the Red River, man, I used to like when
Red River.
It's hard to say Red River rivalry, but whenever the shootout used to go down, and I know it's politically incorrect, but we all know that that's what we still call it, at the Texas Fair. And whenever there's a shutout, it always reminds me of how Bevo got his name. So, whenever Texas can shut out the Oklahoma Sooners, it's a good, good revenge for the Bevo of old, the old cow. Do you know the story of Bevo?
I've heard many stories.
Oklahoma kids went to a cow on like the Longhorn at University of Texas, and they put 13-0 on the cow. So the Texas students turned the 13 and the dash and the 0 into Bevo, and they just named the cow Bevo, and that's been the name of it ever since. So revenge for Bevo, and somehow obscure college football lesson right there. But I think the takeaway from last week is that I think it felt pretty damn good to be a Texas fan, and they got the ranking back.
Yep.
That Texas Tech loss doesn't look as bad. The Alabama loss makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's
dangerous. I think it's dangerous for Texas to get a ranking again, because I think having those kids fight and not receive the validation would be beneficial. But we'll see if they can win and string a couple of wins together. Anything can happen in the Big 12. You never know. Kansas, guys, Kansas is like a ranked and legitimate team in the Big 12. So
yeah, I don't know how the hell that happened, but apparently it happened. I don't know where I was at when that happened, but apparently it's a reality.
And who knows if it sticks. But to sum up your guys' teams, Country K, the Patterson U are the top, one of the top teams in the A7FL every year. So if you just want to train your eyes to look at the colors and root for them, you'll get a lot more dubs from my guys up in New Jersey at the U. And they have a specific substance white jersey, which brings to mind the U of old that I'm sure Country K you watched the 30 for 30, after every loss, just to remind yourself of the good times.
And you asked why I chose violence today. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, and look, I saw when I first joined, I saw Samuel L. up there, and I knew you were ready. But Country K, the question is after last week, is Jay ready? Because speaking of Oklahoma, guess who else also got hurt, unfortunately, in the game, because we never root for the poor health of any individual, but Baker Mayfield,
May he rest in shit,
is giving way to my guy from Elizabeth, New Jersey, PJ Walker, a shot to see what he can salvage out of this Panthers season. So honestly, that's a really tough spot to be in.
He'll be better than Baker.
May he rest in shit.
But
he's done it before.
But the fact that Baker Mayfield is not suiting up, I felt might be relevant to the show.
I was gonna get to it later because I talked to Kay about it last week, and there's been no everyone's going like, oh, Baker
Man, you
Mayfield
wrestling shit.
has been, playing awful. Like, he shouldn't be playing this bad, blah, 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 blah. They did this trade. They did all this stuff. No surprise to me. None of it is a surprise to me. Like, I've always thought, kind of like in the boat of Jimmy G and everything, that Baker
Man, you
Mayfield,
wrestling shit.
you could maybe win with if he doesn't screw it up for you during the game. But you're never going to win because of it. And people are still, I mean, I don't know if I read this earlier directly from the Carolina Panthers coach. Apparently, the starting job is still Sam Darnold's when he comes back from his injury.
We'll
So
see.
that tells you a lot already. They already look at Baker
Man, you wrestling
Mayfield
shit.
That tells
as
you
a
a lot
damn
about an
backup.
organization that also fired their head coach Matt Rule.
That's also true. They're going to clean house.
So
They're
they're
going
gonna
to
have PJ Walker's in the worst position possible because his entire organization at the top level is probably rooting for them to lose so that they can get a high draft pick. And if he succeeds, they might put obstacles in his way. But it would be awesome to see a guy that kind of goes through the rounds of those like lower leagues and is just, whenever he gets a chance on the field, he just shows his talent. And,
So,
Texas, Miami update done. All right.
done.
So college football this weekend does have a couple of we're starting to get into the bigger time conference games. But I'll ask you this, and if you guys have been watching, it's probably the same as if you haven't. Do you guys know anything about either Michigan or Penn State?
I know that Michigan is showing out to be a potential college football playoff team again, but this time actually be legitimate. And then not much on Penn State.
Well,
Quite
both
frankly,
teams,
haven't really paid attention to much Penn State since the whole ordeal.
that was an issue. And credit to the guys out there that have taken that job, and both were relatively successful. Bill O'Brien was relatively successful, at least successful enough to get consideration into the NFL relatively quickly. I mean, he made Christian Hackenberg look decent at the quarterback position, so he must have been doing something right. And then James Franklin, who I love when they do the Keegan Michael Key thing, which always makes me laugh. But that's a tough place to continue to rest on the laurels of the program when the laurels of the program were completely eviscerated in the worst way possible. But my thing is that as far as we know of Michigan, when we look at the jerseys and the helmets and we see the coach on the sideline, it feels like all of the right things are right. But the reason I ask is because if you actually look at the competition that they faced and what they've put on film, nothing's decisive against, let's say, I don't know, another national championship contending type team. But Penn State, I think we even know less about because it's even more obscure. And I don't remember ever seeing two teams in the top 10 face each other this late in the season. And personally, myself, not having any idea how the game is going to go. So the fact that the Big Ten is able to continue to get these teams in the top 10 just based on pedigree and reputation alone, it's interesting because every time these Big Ten teams go against an SEC team, they get absolutely obliterated. Yet the Big Ten is always skating by free, where the Big 12 and the Pac-12 are always getting eviscerated. Now, maybe it's because Ohio State actually has won national championships in this system. I don't know, but it is suspicious to me as I look, and I'm looking at this, and that's a big time, like, just name matchup. But can you guys name 3 players from either team?
Heck no.
And it's not your fault.
I'll get back to you.
It's because in college football this season, there haven't been 3 guys on those teams that have done things that have warranted a story to be memorable enough about them to know anything other than that they won in the final score. So for me, this is going to be an opportunity to see what these teams are against each other. And if it's a really good fight, if it's a drag 'em, you already Shinoda University. Exactly.
No, you're still here. I'm just singling. We're still here.
If these teams fight each other and it's a worthwhile heavyweight brawl, then maybe both of these teams are who their ranking says they are. But I have a feeling one of these teams is going to come out, punch the other one in the mouth, and one's going to be a mediocre team by the end of the season, and one's going to be, continuing that Woody Hayes yard by yard climb to see if they can get to lose to Ohio State, or if even Ohio State is that good.
So
but that'll
then
be interesting.
Who are you thinking is going to come out of this one?
Based on what I've seen, I feel like I like what Michigan has more. The coaching to me is hard to understand because James Franklin is a very good recruiter. X's and O's. I think he's good. But there's a lot of NFL players that have come out of Penn State recently that James Franklin has recruited. I don't remember Penn State ever sincerely competing for a national title. We just saw Saquon Barkley go off. Saquon Barkley's Penn State team was probably the best in recent memory, and they were always a 2-loss team. So is John Harbaugh an elite college coach? I don't know. He does good against everyone.
Jim.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Jim.
I know Jim very well as a 49ers fan.
You actually do? Oh, yeah. I got you.
Not like actually.
I actually think that Jim Harbaugh is a better NFL coach, but that's another whole conversation. I
can actually agree with that. But
I think that if you were asking me which team is better, I think Michigan is a better team. But what I'll say is that as much as I've seen, I will admit I probably know just as much as you guys. And this is the weekend that we'll find out a lot from both of those teams.
We've definitely got to be paying attention to a lot of these games that are coming up because I'm looking at the schedule right now, and it's really
a lot of ranked good games.
Yes, for sure. And then you have your game of the week as Tennessee, Alabama. And what is it about this? And this is the first time I've seen a 3 next to Alabama in a very, very long time. So when you're looking at this game, what is it about this that jumps out to you as this could be a show stealer?
Well, at first, when you look at the matchup and you start to break it down, you see that it's an Alabama game, and your first instinct might be to focus on that Bryce Young, the quarterback, may not be able to go. If he is able to go, how much can we give us? I think it was Milroe is the kid's name that was in last week against Texas A&M. And what I saw in that film is that they limited him to first read, second read, then run. I hate when offensive coordinators do that to a quarterback. If they do that to this quarterback again against a very good Tennessee team, we'll talk about Tennessee in a second, Alabama might be in trouble. And what we've seen already from this year's Alabama team is that they're, as vulnerable as an Alabama team ever can be. They're still coached by Nick Saban. They still have better athletes than the team in most circumstances that they're going up against. But Tennessee, we talked about a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Tennessee, Florida, both teams kind of looking to see, who's going to be real. Well, guess who came out of that game? Tennessee. Tennessee has continued to put an offense out there that is electric. And Hendon Hooker is quickly becoming a Heisman favorite. He's got the plays that you can see and diagnose as special. highlight plays, deep throws featuring one-on-one coverage wide. He's dropping dimes down the field and people are impressed. He also makes a lot of smart decisions. So when you can do both, that's a great start.
Well, I was looking at it right here, and he's got, holy shit, he's got 1,400 yards already, 10 touchdowns. He's 98 for 140. Like, Jesus Christ! I'm looking at these stats right here, going,
they're special.
ooh.
And he's not a guy that's just sitting back there in the pocket throwing the ball either. He's able to, when he has to, make things happen with his legs. Now, he's the type of quarterback that I think, like Bryce Young, he's able to do both and knows that he's more dangerous from the pocket. And what he's shown to now, like I said, you just looked at the stats. So when you just crunch the numbers, he's doing the job. But in crucial situations, he's also making big plays, big time plays when his team needs it. And their defense has stepped up from last year. Last year, Tennessee was one of those annoying teams that would score a lot of points on you, but you could probably outscore them. This year, their defense is stepping up. So I think Alabama is going to have a tough time in this game. And when you think about the teams that beat Alabama, they all have a special quarterback that can do both of what you ask a quarterback to do exceptionally well. Think about it. Who's beaten Alabama recently? Joe Burrow.
Yep.
I mean, I'll go all the way back to Johnny Manziel. The way that you beat a Nick Saban defense is you make exceptional plays in the one-on-ones, and you're able to make special things happen in either way. Because if Nick Saban's going to give you a way to beat him, a lot of times what he's going to do is put his corners one-on-one and let the middle of his defense be, I mean,
what they are.
they're just so monstrous. And when they play free and they trust their corners, which, think about how many of their corners have been top 10 draft picks in the past, I don't know, decade.
Yeah, I mean,
the thing
Alabama,
that can
to be
beat
fair,
that,
has been putting out fucking top 10 NFL talent for not just the last decade, but the last 20 years.
and
the amount of
specifically on at the cornerback position where Nick Saban was a position coach for Bill Belichick. So I think that when you look at what's going on, the situation at quarterback, the totality of Alabama's season, and the fact that Alabama is every once in a while going to get a situation where they lose. Is this the week that it lines up? And I think, I'm not going to go out on a limb and like bet my mortgage or anything, but I'm willing to say that this is the type of Tennessee team that has been able to figure out a way to, in a tight game, because Alabama's not going to go away easy, Tennessee might pull this one out.
And they're playing in Knoxville, so that the atmosphere there is going to be absolutely insane. So this is a 12:30 game. Oh,
3:30. I think it's the SEC game of the week, so it's this.
3:30 your time.
The CBS
12:30 my time.
Oh yeah. So I'm Eastern Standard. That's what everybody pretty much goes by in the world. By the way, no, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You guys can have your 3 hours. That's okay. Your trap game of the week was Ole Miss Auburn. So number 9
Auburn is not very good this year. They have a lot of situations right now that are up in the air. But guess what? A good way to turn the story of your season around after starting 3-3 is by sneaking up on a team in Ole Miss that is ranked number 9 in the country. And if you know anything about Lane Kiffin, he's an awesome guy to cover, watch, But is he the type of coach that's going to keep his team accountable? Now, they haven't really had a tough test, but they're getting praised enough by the AP poll to be considered a top 10 team. I think that that's a dangerous spot going up against the team you might look past. It's a 15.5-point spread, I think.
Yep.
If you look past the team in the SEC, you might find yourself in the losing end. So for me, you got to watch out for games like that. And that's the type of game that if I'm Lane Kiffin, I am amping up the athletes on Auburn so much that they think that they're playing Alabama, because that's a dangerous position to be in, because the SEC is always every week going to be a tough game. And if you don't prepare the same way for an SEC opponent that you would against a top 10 ranked SEC opponent, they've got the stars on the field that'll match up with you. So Ole Miss and Jackson Dart better watch out. Smooth sailing so far this season. I'm hoping that they make it happen, but that's one I would be careful of.
So we're looking at so Auburn, Ole Miss.
The only other game I wanted to talk about is the Pac-12 gem of the week. Now, this is a tough one for the Pac-12. It's Utah, USC. Now, take Utah fans out of it, because that wouldn't be fair. But let's just say if you're a fan of and an advocate of the Pac-12, how do you want this game to go?
I mean, I guess if you're talking about bringing prestige back, even though the team that is here when it talks about prestige in the Pac-12 is leaving really soon, I think if you're Pac-12 soon to be Pac-10 again, not champion, backer or one of the higher ups, you're hoping Utah beats the shit out of USC.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because I think that is a hypothetical possibility of what could happen. Now, if you're just talking about this year for the Pac-12, what you want is to have a chance of one of your teams making the playoff maybe. And UCLA looks pretty good, and we'll see. But Utah already has the out-of-conference, show me game loss that has just gone and spiraled out of control, because as good as Anthony Richardson looked against Utah, it seems to be a roller coaster in that young man's game. And as quickly as the Giants fans wanted him on their squad, maybe they should stick with Duke products for at least the rest of this season. Daniel Jones. Utah.
Surprisingly 4-1.
Utah. Yeah. Oh my God. 4-1. Remember last week we said the Giants are 3-1, and then you corrected me, and I was like, yeah, that's not possible. But they were 3-1. It's crazy. Now they're 4-1. They beat the Packers. Football's crazy, guys. We love it.
Yeah.
But for the Pac-12, if Utah wins against USC, that's another team that they have that could be, at least with the current trajectory, in the conversation for the fourth or third team. But once they lose, that's it. Nope. And the more the teams lose that are highly ranked in the Pac-12, the worse the wins look for if an undefeated Pac-12 team exists. So, you know what? I do like the back Utah and screw the USC thing. Which I think that's the type of team that a USC, Hollywood offense, fair weather, 75 and light breeze all the time type of team in USC that they've been known to be. I don't know if that they're that this year. They haven't proven to be that yet this year. But if they face a tough team, And by tough, I don't necessarily mean that they're the most talented or they have the most guys that are going to the league. What Kyle Whittingham does for Utah University is he's going to bring football players that are there to play football, and they're going to play it mean, they're going to play it nasty, they're going to play it right and fair, but you're not necessarily going to be happy about, the way that the game goes or what your highlights look like at the end of it. Because at the end of the day, if I could count on one Pac-12 team to play defense, maybe it might be Utah. And if USC is able to get past a tough test, they're one step closer to the inevitable loss against a team like Arizona State and letting down the entire conference again in 2022.
Well, I mean, they got Utah actually favored by 3.5. Even though the rankings look, USC it's 7 undefeated, Utah 4-2. They're playing in Salt Lake City, and like you said, this is one of those games that
I love
USC
your point
struggles
because
with.
it went against what I was thinking, and it's more foresight to what you're thinking about, moving forward. But for this year, if you're a Pac-12 fan, the teams that have a chance to play off are UCLA and USC. That's it. Utah's not getting in. Washington State's not getting in. Washington's not getting in. Oregon
And they're
and
both
Oregon
leaving.
State's not getting in. So you're trying to get one of these teams to be undefeated to prove that they are consistent enough every week to be a good team. But that might not even be enough. Imagine a USC team being undefeated, and at the end of the year, the college
Still
football
not be a
committee.
top 4.
Well, college football committee might take, for instance, a Big Ten champ in Ohio State or maybe Michigan, or we'll find out. I guess if Penn State might be in that conversation. I'm pretty sure Illinois is not, but who knows?
Not at this point. They're 24 right now, 5-1.
Georgia and Alabama, they look like two pretty damn good teams.
I mean, 2 SEC teams is always a guarantee in the playoffs right now.
And it's not necessarily guaranteed because if Georgia loses like 3 games or whatever, I don't know. Anything can happen in a college football season. I mean, we had a BCS national championship that was Iowa, and it was in the national championship.
If Georgia loses to Vanderbilt, then yeah,
and then they could go undefeated and beat Bama in the conference title game, and Bama's only loss will be to Georgia. And then guess who goes in? Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah.
And then if Clemson runs the table in the ACC, which maybe they do just by default, I will never say DJ's last name, their quarterback, but I mean he's not. I say it after someone else says it and I can say it, but on my own, nope. I'm not going to embarrass him or myself on these airways to the JAFFO Army. But if Clemson runs the table, I mean, let's say this. Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, same old teams, no reason why not. That 4th spot, undefeated Clemson, undefeated USC.
They go Clemson.
They're gonna probably go Clemson. So that was kind of my point for the Pac-12 is if Utah and Vegas is right, and have you seen Vegas recently? They're usually right. If Vegas is right,
never bet the favorite. I don't know why people do that. They don't make as much money as if you bet the underdog. But it's another story for another time.
Well, statistically, what it shows is that the sharps that set the lines in Vegas make the total amount of bets placed so 50-50 that they're making their money on the VIG. It's like you could win $1 million, but some other idiot just lost $1 million. Well, and he paid 75 grand VIG on that. So give me the money.
Hold on a second. Am I reading this correctly? James Madison University is ranked 25. Hold on.
They are undefeated, so you know how
in the Sun Belt.
You know how the AP poll. I mean, but think about the Sun Belt teams in recent memory. Louisiana Lafayette ended last year. They were about, I think they were about 15.
Okay, I think you know where I'm going to go with this. San Jose State needs to get some fucking love because this is bullshit.
We mentioned the time zone thing, right? Mountain West has traditionally gotten shafted year after year after year. Just think about all those Hawaii teams. The highest they ever cracked was like the top like 12. Now they got routed when they went to a BCS.
Like Georgia, I remember that game specifically.
Yeah, Colt Brennan. Well, I loved Colt Brennan. That was an awesome offense. They passed every play.
Yeah.
Yes, sign me up.
June Jones, Colt Brennan, all of it. Maybe rest in peace, Jesus. Like,
Yeah, seriously,
the guy.
But the point
it
is
was
that
incredible to watch.
the Mountain West has traditionally had very good teams that always get shafted by national attention because let's face it, the guys who write these articles when they were articles in print that are now online, they're sleeping. And it's not fair, but
yeah, it's and San Jose State usually plays at 7:30 every Saturday by East Coast time. That's already come and gone. But I look at San Jose State and it's just
Jeez, I was muted the whole time.
I just look at I look at San Jose State and the only loss that they have is to Auburn, and they barely lost that game. They were holding on basically till then. And then everybody else since then, they've just been demolishing teams. Absolutely blowout. The defense has only allowed, one touchdown in the last 2-3 games? It's been an absolute rout every single game since that Auburn game. So for them to not get any respect, essentially, it's just kind of like
once you get that if they get to 7-1, what'll happen is that the conference play will knock off some of these teams. Like for instance, Penn State is undefeated right now. If Penn State loses to Michigan and they face another Big Ten team that's tough and they lose, then they don't necessarily deserve the ranking that they have right now, and they might drop, considerably. A lot of times what happens with Sun Belt teams is they get ranked and then they lose to a team in their conference, and then it's like, well, sorry, and then they snatch it right back. So the guys up at San Jose State are just trusting the process, and they can't control where they're ranked. They can control what their record is, and if they keep winning games, it'll eventually take care of itself. Now they're the type of team that has the access to talent.
Yeah, they do.
If they win consistently for a half a decade, maybe they break into a Pac-10 and make it 12 again.
Well, I mean, that's one thing that I had thought with them, especially just considering that we've been so close to the program, watching the growth and having the media credentials and stuff to be attending the games and kind of see it up close of what's been going on. The whole atmosphere of the university and that program has changed, and it's for the better. And I had thought, me and Kay had talked about this on another episode before in the past. Same thing. If San Jose State continues on this path of not just winning, but putting out players that are, not just good on the field, but off the field, they could be looking at a possible conference change to something more prominent to kind of get you in the national title contention a little bit easier. And thinking with the Pac-12 losing 2 teams might be a possibility. So,
well, the interesting thing then becomes is why do you make the shift? Because a lot of times what I think these institutions struggle to remember is that the purpose of these institutions is not just solely to make money. And they are, educational institutions, maybe not in the college football world, I guess. But like, look at Rutgers. Now, I'm from New Jersey. I've grown up from Rutgers being in the Big East with Miami and Virginia Tech. Rutgers tickets were inexpensive against everyone except for those teams. I once saw West Virginia beat Rutgers, and it was 60 something. Rutgers found itself in what was then the Big East, doing okay. And then they said, let's head to the Big Ten. Now, Rutgers is doing relatively well this year, but Rutgers and Maryland have been getting spanked in the Big Ten, and they're getting money. But at least for the brand of Maryland football and Rutgers football, both of those those programs are actually turning around a little bit. But is the money and the chance at a national championship, is that the only reason that so I don't know what the identity of the San Jose Spartans are. I don't know if what they want to do is become a football factory and lose some of the you were talking about they produce players and people. Think about the greatest college football teams of all time and how inhuman some of those guys are. and so what are you willing to pay for success with? And if it's your soul,
well, I mean, they're
fuck
building
it then, right? Fuck it.
I mean,
If you're gonna pay for your soul, then at that point, fuck it. Let's win championships.
I mean, yeah, what they're building there with the stadium and everything, it's like they're literally putting up a new building, and the seating is going to be different. It's just what they're doing over there is, it seems like there is a lot of attention and a lot being invested in the football program. And not just getting recruits, but getting a lot of interest through the transfer portal and everything else like that comes with that. It's just the team is starting to look like, now, I'm not saying this is going to happen within the next like 2-3 years. This is something that if they continue this kind of steady build in their football program, eventually, yeah, they're going to want more than just Mountain West titles. They want to win national titles. And if you have to essentially switch to a different conference to try and achieve that goal, why not take that shot?
Oh no, I think if it comes along, I think that the university as a whole wouldn't be doing their due diligence if they didn't seriously look into it. There's also talk about in the next decade that the major college football divisions are going to create their own entity and break away from the NCAA, and then that will turn everything into this entirely crazy Wild West situation. And we have
breaking off from the NCAA.
Yeah, I'm hearing that too.
So the NCAA really is just a governing body that has given itself unilateral authority over everything, and basically is kind of like a feudal lord that just has its people just pay him taxes and just makes rakes in billions of dollars, and then I don't want to make it about that. But the talk is that the SEC as its own entity, the Big Ten as its own entity, already have major, big time money contracts with TV networks that could fund the things that the NCAA says it funds with all of the money that they receive. there's a Big Ten network, there's an SEC network.
Yeah.
There's a Texas network, and that's going to be in the SEC next year. But specifically, I think the issue that San Jose State is going to run into is a similar issue that all of these upstart programs that start to become extremely successful might face. Where was Billy Napier coaching last year, the current Florida University coach? Louisiana Lafayette.
There we go.
And the Ragin' Cajuns were considered a AP top 20 team in back-to-back years, I believe, with him as their coach. And everything seemed great because he was in a, tell me if this sounds familiar, he was in a state with bigger schools, but that has the talent all over the state that he could recruit from. Louisiana has a lot of good talent. California has a lot of good talent.
Yeah, with Cal and Stanford.
But the state of California is enormous too. So you can recruit almost an entire half of the country in one state and say, "Oh, we're your home state." But let's say San Jose State for the next 5 years is a perennial, 1, 2, 3 loss team. You're telling me Auburn isn't picking up the phone call and seeing if they can inquire about a new head coach? And you're telling me if you get a chance to get a $10 million a year salary that's guaranteed? So that's the only thing that really, with these, I love what San Jose State's doing, and I love the energy that they have. But that's the Achilles heel for those, mid-major programs. The only team that I think avoided it a little bit was Boise State. But even they had their peak and then a little bit more of a valley.
Right. I mean,
they still get decent kids to go out to Idaho, so that's still a great go.
So I kind of, it's interesting you brought that up because I thought about it like this. If, let's say, under Coach Brennan, San Jose does win a couple more Mountain West titles and gets an offer to go, somewhere else to
Nebraska. Let's just say Nebraska offers them. I mean, it's not a great job.
And do they need help?
It's not a great job, but if you can, everybody
can turn around that type of program in that conference and everything, it makes it look that much better.
How about this?
I would hope they would keep the head coach in-house to keep the.
Well, that's the tough part, because the culture and the identity, you want to keep that consistent, but how many coaching staffs have enough guys that when you lose one of them at the top, even look at Clemson this year and look at Oklahoma. Brent Venables is considered one of the best college coaches, X and O wise, in the country until last week. And Clemson doesn't look the same without him coaching their defense. And he doesn't look the same when he's in charge of a whole team and not just the defense. So, I don't want to, rain on the parade of San Jose State. Let's go.
No, it's just it's given the possibilities. That's fine. It just, like I said, I would like them to keep it in-house because I do think they have a coaching staff there that I feel like either one of them could kind of step up and, kind of take what Coach Brennan has established and everything and kind of keep it and, maybe keep growing.
Well, how about this? One of the things I think these smaller schools should do, if they have a coach that they want to keep and he starts flirting, all right, they're offering you $8.5 million for 5 years. All right, so you're guaranteed, what is that, $44 million or whatever? Yeah. something like that. I don't know. I'm not good at math.
4. At least half of it.
So yeah.
And then cut that in half because of
All
California
right,
taxes.
8 million a year, 5 years, 40. Bang. Guaranteed. As soon as you sign the contract. Word. Get fired in 2.5 years, still making 40. Well, what if those little schools that only pay them about like, I don't know, 2 million? What if they said, look, we're going to guarantee your contract for 12 years with incentives? You know, these teams may not be, I don't know their financials. They may not be able to afford it, but they could just commit to a guy, and nobody wants to, because, you know, really what it comes down to with this sport that we're talking about is the money. And, you know, if San Jose State gets a chance to go in the Pac-12, the reason they're going to do it is because they're going to get a bigger payout from all of the, you know, benefits of being in the Pac-12. So go Utah.
Cory, as always, my friend, it's really good to have you on, talk some more football. What's going on with the A7FL 3-on-1 podcast? Anything else coming up new?
Well, we just recently had on Curtis Pac-Man Jones from the Vegas Force.
Oh.
And if you listen to the podcast, it's interesting because the other side of the ball podcast is a Vegas podcast that seems to exist because of the amount of shit that I talk, so that they wanted to have their side. And they had the MVP of their league on and let this guy that's kind of traded over from the Florida division brag about his fake records over the actual MVP. So I started some shit in the Vegas division. You ever see that meme of the plane flying away, the cartoon plane that looks like Thomas the Train, but it's a plane flying away from the bomb? So I did that to Vegas this week on the podcast. That one just dropped, and it's a great listen. Even if you don't know much about the league, hearing a guy hold back trash talk and still trash talk means that what he wanted to say was probably X-rated.
The roasting sessions that you guys have on that show is pretty damn hilarious.
All either me or at my expense, so it's all fun.
Yeah. Either way.
And then next week on the 3-on-1 podcast, we're gonna start talking about because 2023 is the 10th anniversary season for the A7. We're gonna do me, Rob, and Matt Ryan, and we were thinking about guests, but then we thought about it, and fuck them. The three of us are gonna start talking about an all A7 team. So if you know me and Matt and Rob, then I'm sure it's going to be entertaining when I say something that makes Rob have to squeeze his phone so hard off of mute. you hear his fingers crush the phone. So I'm looking forward to next week, because I think the plan is that next week is going to be one of the rare just Matt, Cory, and Rob shows. And I don't know if it's going to stick, but in the roast session, in the episode 6 where we gave away the jersey, my former team's owner, Steve Polchowski, one of the roasts was, and I'm sure you guys remember, Cory Hammond looks like the guy that asks the DJ to play the Cupid Shuffle at a wedding twice and doesn't know either the bride or groom. So we may open the show with a skit. We may not.
Shit.
That is the inside.
I remember hearing that joke for the first time. I shit you not, Cory. I had to fucking pull over the car. I had to pull over. I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was laughing so hard.
I will say that roast session is even one of my favorite segments we've ever done on the show. So I want to thank all of our fans for the hatred and verbal barbs that they always seem to have for me. But like I said, yes, we're toying with the idea of maybe opening with a skit as the 3-on-1 podcast expands into the dangerous depths of the minds, the imaginative minds of Cory Hammond, Matt Ryan, and Rob Fabian. And just as a reminder, tiny URL/A7FL merch. You gotta buy the Huss Huss shirt. Most people that are that type of person get the thick boy season, give it to their girlfriend, and then have their girlfriend walk next to them. And no one has tried the I'll try. So like I tried to have a hashtag shirt that would sell. I'll end each podcast with another affirmation of the impossible feat of me not being an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, all we can do is hope, Cory.
At least I'm not as bad as Baker Mayfield.
Fuck! You always have to get me off guard at
Man,
one
you rest
point.
in shit.
Son of a bitch.
What did I tell
I
you
will
last
say
episode, man?
B plus. B plus. I said it 8 times. I believe that you. No, excuse me. I said it 7 times. I believe you pressed the button 6 right after I said it. So
Okay.
that's
I was on point at that point.
And like I say to my kids, that I coach, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to get it better every day. You got better this week. That's all I can ask for.
That's perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, Cory Hammond.
You already know University.
We'll see you next week, Cory.
Sounds good, gentlemen. Enjoy the weekend.
Absolutely. You too, my friend.
Same.
Oh, fuck. Bro, you heard that joke, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
Good thing you were on mute, huh?
Oh, yeah, no, I was dying. Yeah, I was
like, oh, kid, he's on mute. He's probably rolling right now. I mean, Cory Hammond, again, what more can you say about the guy? Pleasure to have him on the show. Always a good time. Talks a good amount of shit, and knows a lot about college football. So, again, he's one of those guys that the amount of shit that he talks is it's amazing the knowledge that he has, all things considered. But yeah, you guys got it all down. College football, it's gonna be a hell of a week. Once again, I'm still happy, on cloud nine that Texas Longhorns beat the absolute dog shit out of the Oklahoma Sooners. Those little sons of bitches can go choke on it and cry to their moms and dads, who are also probably their cousins.
Man, you rest in shit.
Now, move on to the NFL.
disgusting.
We got to do it. We got to move on to the NFL. We got to wait. What happened? What happened?
I was saying what you were referencing.
Oh, so you agree?
No, I didn't agree. I was just saying what you just put in everyone's mind is disgusting. That's the disgusting part.
Most of them have watched Game of Thrones and House of Dragons. That shit ain't new to them. All right. NFL, Commanders, Bears, all-time shit show. Kate, can I ask you something? You remember a time when Thursday night football was like a rarity?
Yeah,
do you remember when Thursday night football used to come on like once, maybe twice a season?
Oh yeah, when they were introducing it.
Can it go back to that?
I mean, I'll just say this. when they schedule these games, they're not sure that these teams are going to be trash. You know what I mean?
How do you not look at these matchups and go, fuck, this is
Well, I
another
mean,
shitty Thursday night game?
if you really look at it, they thought the Bears were going to take a step forward. You know what I mean? Like, no one knew that they were really just going to hit the tanker. They thought they were going to take a step forward.
We thought they were.
And look, yeah. So it wasn't the coach. The man really was doing the best he could. So now you gotta really kind of go give Matt Nagy an apology, like, hey, Matt.
No. I don't give him an apology. Hell no.
Hey, Matt.
Hell no. That whole game was just an absolute. I saw Rock. He was on Twitter. He said, "Hey, can we just forfeit the rest of the season? I'm done watching this shit. This is just no. I mean, Justin Fields, 190 yards through the air, 1 touchdown. That was the only 7 points they had. 12-7 Commanders win. Fields also had 12 carries for 88 yards. Leading receiver was Dante Pettis with 84 yards and a touchdown. That's for the Bears.
Yeah. Wentz fucking trash. Let's say it like that. 99
that's the
fucking
game
yards,
leaders.
dude.
That's the game leader. So it all right here on ESPN, I'm looking at it. They always show the passing leader, the rushing leader, and the reception leader. All of those stats are Chicago Bears. Yet, we look at the score here. Tells a different story. Why? Because both teams are just ass. And I think with the consistency of how bad these Thursday night games. Kay, when is the last time you looked at a Thursday night game and said, "Ooh, I gotta watch that"?
I mean,
I can wait.
probably before they put that bullshit on Prime Video.
But it's like the fact that you can't even remember a time recently. I mean, also it being exclusively on Amazon Prime is
The worst in the world.
not a good idea. Not a good idea. You're kind of
Completely limiting your
you're
audience.
taking it away from basic television for most people, and you're kind of making them spend money in a place that they might not want to spend money to.
Well, I think they're just trying to introduce NFL games on the streaming sites. I feel like they're going to stream games on streaming sites because a lot of people
They do have
don't
NFL
have.
Plus now.
Well, yeah, I'm more or less saying on like Amazon Prime, Hulu, Netflix. Like people don't have cable anymore or TV. Like most people doing that shit on their phone. So
Yeah,
I feel like they're just doing that right now to introduce it, just like Thursday Night Football. They're just introducing the shit right now, Amazon Prime, and then they're gonna try to do that shit to everyone. You know what I mean? Stream exclusive games like, oh, we're gonna have the fucking just say the Niners and the Raiders on Netflix.
What? No. That'd be. I'm just saying. When I look at Commanders Bears, even if you looked at the season schedule before anything started, nothing about this game screamed, "Ooh, I gotta watch Thursday Night Football."
Right.
Nothing about this game. Even prior to what the records are and everything else, I think they need to. I think Thursday Night Football needs to be a once in a while thing. I don't think it needs to be a permanent thing. Leave it to Sundays and Mondays. These short weeks and stuff are kind of bad for players and stuff too when you're talking about safety. Playing on a short week is not easy. You literally have like 1 day of rest from playing on a Sunday, 2 days of practice, and then you got a game. That's tough for any team. So it's just, again, they talk about player safety all the time, but when there's money involved, type of shit makes it damn near impossible. But let's get into the picks. We got the picks. And some of these picks, I don't want to, but other these picks, I kind of like certain matchups. Very interesting. Mr. Country K, 49ers or Falcons?
Is that really a question here?
I'm just going by what I see.
Oh, you're gonna make me fucking say it. Like this shit sucks. Yeah, obviously the Niners. Like,
Thank you. Yeah, I think so too. Even in Georgia, in Atlanta.
now if Cordero Patterson playing, that motherfucker might be shaking. Oh no.
And Nick Bosa, I don't think is playing this game.
Ooh, oh no, hold on. Let's think about this now. And if Bosa's not playing, Cordero, because look, Atlanta might be you guys' kryptonite. Like y'all are really good pass defense right now because of that safety you guys got. Like he's pretty much got a good eye on the ball, right?
Okay.
I don't know, bro.
None of this should be
I
swaying
don't
your
know,
opinion
bro.
on this.
Nah, it does because they play
Don't be like
offensively.
that. If I had a rock, I'll bust your head, bitch.
No, obviously your offensive line is
Should
better.
not be swaying.
Line is better, but they play the exact same way you guys do. Like literally, they're just not as good. They play the exact same way. They have one player that plays wide receiver and running back. They interchange him between wide receiver and running back, and he does really well. They play the exact same way on offense like you guys.
So
Have your
are you picking the Falcons?
if Cordero, really got to see if Cordero Patterson's playing. To be honest, I knew the Bucs were gonna win because of him that he wasn't playing.
So
Now,
if he's not playing, it's the 49ers. If he is playing, you're picking the Falcons.
yeah, because Bosa's out. Like Bosa is your top pass rusher. You know what I'm saying? And
I said I don't know if he's playing. Okay, so let's assume Nick Bosa and Cordero Patterson are playing.
hold on, I'm going to check it right now. But go ahead,
'Cause
continue talking.
assume both of them are playing. Who would you pick?
No, Niners because Bosa. They got Cordero on IR, bro.
Oh, so this whole argument was for no reason.
Well, yeah, because I went to the app. I went to the app and stuff like that and checked it, and they got him on IR. He's
Okay.
listed on IR, and then if I check Bosa right now, Bosa's still questionable.
Might play.
He got it. He practiced today.
He did practice today?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
then
said,
yeah, he's good.
Said
He'll be
Bosa
good.
managed to practice in a light walkthrough on Friday. The fact that Kyle Shanahan was optimistic that he was on a Wednesday discussed. Bosa leaves door open, blah blah blah. Nothing. Yeah, they just say he practiced. It was a light practice on Friday anyway. He practiced, but I think he didn't practice on Thursday. So
it is possible that he is playing. So Nick Bosa is playing, and we know Cordero Patterson is not.
yeah,
So
I'm gonna go
Niners
keep
down.
my Niners pick.
All right. Patriots Browns in Cleveland. Who we got here? Mac Jones is still not playing.
Yeah, Zappy playing. We're going with Zappy and Bill.
The Patriots.
Yeah.
I got the Browns. I'll pick the Browns. Fuck it. Jets Packers.
Packers. Hold on. Hold on. Let me stop. My boy Zach Morrison back, baby. My boy Zach Morrison back, baby. I sound like Mad Sticks. Yo. Them boys, hey, look, first off, to be all the way honest with you, to really like analyze it a little bit, like Brees Hall has been playing well and the offense has been playing a lot better since Zach came back. You know what I mean? The defense has been pretty good this year. I don't know. They might be trying to work towards building something for next year, you know? But I'll take the Jets. I'll take the Jets. I'll take the Jets because
I think
Aaron.
the Jets are going to do it.
Yeah, I think the Jets gonna break Aaron Rodgers.
I think the Jets are going to do it.
I think he's gonna throw one to fucking sauce and he gonna pick six.
He's gonna take so many psychedelics that night. He's gonna pass out. He's just gonna be. I'm done with it. We lost to the Jets. Fuck this team. I want out of my contract somehow, some way.
He's gonna retire.
That's what he's gonna do. Probably.
like Davis.
Jaguars versus Colts.
Jags and
Not play with him. Cannot win.
Oh no.
What? You say what? You say what? You say what?
I know.
Yeah, this is
emotional, damn it.
It definitely is. My chest hurts right now saying that. Yeah.
Oh,
this is like if you pick the Raiders.
That ain't never gonna happen again.
Yeah, I hear you, but at the same time, when you're forced into a corner, and this is the corner. This is the corner for me.
I was forced into that corner one time, and then I realized I would have rather died.
Yeah.
So fuck it. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
But the Colts are so bad.
Oh God, this is why I'm in the corner. This is exactly why I'm in the corner. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going back to Matt Ryan. Fuck this shit. Hey, look, Matt, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do something. That shit didn't feel right. It felt bad. Like it just didn't feel right.
Hey, even if the Colts lose, fuck it. You're not doing it.
Yeah, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right saying that shit. Like I tried to breeze by to say
it fast. I got it though. Like, I'm gonna clip the shit out of that part. I don't
give a shit. He
finally did it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you can say that, but make sure you put the rest of it where like 20 seconds later he fucking splits his pig.
People can revert back to the live if they want to.
If you're gonna clip that, make sure you clip the Raiders pick you made earlier in the fucking.
Don't have video on it. That was back when we were
have
doing
video on. No, and fam, tell me the episode number. I have the video.
I don't remember.
All right.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
All righty, sir. All righty. You do understand. There's a collaboration button on Instagram. You do understand that, right? Okay.
Yes,
okay. All right. Okay.
You'll probably find it somewhere. I just don't remember what episode it is.
Probably.
I know it's early though. It's early. It was last season.
If I wake up in the morning with a tagged video to my name, sir, I will make it my business. I will make it my business to go through every file that I have on each one of these hard drives. I will find a position where this computer will be sweet and no problems. I will find that video. I will make it my business to find that video.
Oh shit! I'm picking the Jags. Vikings, Dolphins.
Vikings. Confidently.
You're like, I'm not gonna make that mistake.
Vikings. Nah, fuck no.
Yeah, Vikings here. Because Dolphins are in deep shit. Bengals, Saints.
Joey beat a G. Come on, man.
Ravens, Giants.
Shit, this is hard.
Why is this one hard?
Because Lamar's playing well and the Giants as a whole are playing well. So this is really a hard pick. I'll go with the Giants just simply because, just throwing it to Mark Andrews really ain't going to win this game.
I'm picking the Ravens.
No, I said I'm picking the Giants.
Lamar.
Nah. Unless he just run for like 200 yards.
Probably. Hey, if it happens, you called it. We can clip that too.
Yeah.
I already know where you're going with this one. Bucks, Steelers. I don't even think anybody else in their right mind would pick against. Yeah, Bucks all the way.
I got Najee
Um,
Harris in another fucking league, and I picked him first. Do you not understand the frustration of your number one pick having 6 points?
Yep.
All right.
Next one,
Man, you
Panthers
refing shit.
and the LA Rams.
Well, hold on. Why do the Panthers as a whole have to rest and shit?
Because, well, it's just guilty by association at this point.
That's fucked up, dude.
Sorry, I don't make the rules.
You actually make the rules.
Panthers. I'm going with the Rams here. Who you got, Ken?
Jeez Louise. I'm going to pick the Panthers because Stafford's ass.
Man, you refing shit.
Come on. No one even said the quarterback's name.
Man, you refing shit.
That's
Said the
foul.
quarterback. Everybody knows who that is.
No, we don't, because PJ Walker's starting. That's why I said this is foul.
Guilty
Why?
by association.
That's fucking foul, man.
Like him and Oklahoma.
Man, you refing shit.
PJ Walker?
Not PJ Walker. Baker
He's
Mayfield.
starting.
Shit.
PJ starting. Buddy's in a boot.
No, I'm not rooting against PJ Walker. I'm just rooting against the whole team as a whole because they have Baker Mayfield on their
Man,
roster.
you refing shit.
And this is weird because they're in my division and I'm kind of fucking taking up for them. But I'm never afraid of them. I haven't been afraid of them since they had Cam Newton. I'm going to be honest with you. Since they had Cam Newton, I have not been. I ain't been scared. I ain't been scared of the Panthers in 7 years. So I ain't worried about these. I ain't worried about
Man, you
these little
refing
guys,
shit.
these little kittens.
I'm picking the Rams.
Yeah, that's a bad pick, sir.
Okay.
We both
All
had a
right.
bad tunnel. We
I'm
both
in
had a
that
bad
same
pick.
sit-
That's
I'm
a
in
bad
that
ball.
situation. I'm
That's
in
a
that
bad game.
situation where it's like I don't even give a shit if the Rams lose. I'm not picking that fucking team.
Man, you refing shit.
So Cardinals Seahawks. Gino hasn't been playing bad.
Yeah, but Kyler been playing Madden too. He's been playing like Madden, like a Madden fucking franchise game. Him and Lamar are both in the franchise game right now.
Fuck it, I'm gonna pick the Sea Chickens. We'll go with the Sea Chickens on this one. Okay, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the fucking the Redbirds.
It's cool. Quails. It's nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Bills versus Chiefs
Yep.
in Arrowhead.
There's no need to hype this up like that. Bills finna beat the shit out them boys.
Think so?
Very much so. Like Pat been doing well, but all of the teams he's been beating, even including us, they have not, like, think about it. They got up on us a while. Just talk about my game for a quick second. They got up on us a while, for a long period of time, but we was able to come back to 10 points. And that's not having nothing but one receiver, two rookie tight ends, because your starting tight end got a concussion that game. Your number 2 receiver is playing limited. Your number 3 receiver hasn't played since week 1. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and we still managed to come back within 10 points of them boys. Now the Bills.
Tickets for the game as low as $220.
Yeah, nah. That shit. What
In the nosebleeds.
Bro. Yeah, that game finna be crazy. I'm telling you, that game's finna
My
be
ass
crazy.
with that one.
But they finna
No,
be
that is
mad
gonna
as
be
shit. But just simply because the way that the Bills number 2 and 3 have been playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Gabe Davis went crazy last week. You know what I mean? And he the number 3, ain't it? Or the number 2? It don't matter.
Gabe
Like,
Davis is the number 2. Isaiah McKenzie's the number 3. And
okay, there
Isaiah
you go.
McKenzie's been going nuts too.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure which one was which, but I know both of them boys has been balling.
And then
It's-
Stephon Diggs.
It's like really don't have to talk about that because it's a given
Yeah.
what he does.
Yeah, we know. We know.
So that's what I'm saying.
Bills are hard to not. And again, Josh Allen has just been.
Yeah.
He's been playing like 1650, 14 tuds through the air, 225 and 2 tuds on the ground. He's just been lights out this year. He's been absolutely lights out. And then you get to the Sunday night game. Cowboys versus Eagles, 4-1 versus the undefeated Eagles, 5-0. Cooper Rush is playing, so that changes a lot of things. At least from Matt Sticks' point of view. Now, the Eagles have been playing absolutely nuts right now. Jalen Hurts is what?
The way Mastics hate Dak Prescott is so fucking funny. Dog. Oh God.
Oh shit. Jalen Hurts, he's been playing nuts. Miles Sanders is starting to kind of come into his own. AJ Brown is just a monster. They're in Philadelphia. I mean, I have to take the Eagles. But even my coworker at work, who is an Eagles fan, always says, for some reason, they always have our number. And I know how he feels about that because I felt the same way about the Rams back in the day, especially when like Danny Amendola and stuff was still on the team. Mark Bulger days and all that. They just always own the 49ers regardless of how good that they were doing. So I understand what he means by this situation. But I fucking hate the Cowboys. So I'm going with the Eagles.
Right. That's why you picked the Eagles.
Well, I'm married to an Eagle. That's fine. I get that. I hate the Cowboys more than anything else. So that it just works out double for me.
Interesting.
The fact I get to pick a team other than the team that I hate and it's my wife's team, I'm good. Sitting pretty, sitting clean.
Yeah.
I know my wife's gonna be talking mad shit to Mad Sticks though. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, that's coming. Yeah, no, personally, I like what both teams are doing, right?
Where are you going with
Excuse me. I don't give a shit about what either team is doing as well. So equally as much, right? Beat the Cowboys. That's one. We were the Eagles' last loss. That's two. I'm just saying the Bucks are the inspiration of both of these teams. I'm just go ahead and put that out there. Both teams' last loss were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just saying. Look it up.
I'm not gonna look it up.
So now I will say this. I will say this. This is a very hard pick because both teams are equally ain't shit.
Cannot play with
Being
them.
real.
Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
These superficial fucking wins these guys have been collecting is by far the most bullshit I've seen in my life because people are hanging up on this shit like the Eagles might be a real team. No, the Eagles didn't lose 3 games
Playoffs?
first.
Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Right.
Playoffs?
Normally, the Eagles will lose like 3-4 games in the beginning of their year, then win 5 straight, and then be 5-4, and then be like, oh, they might do it, and then lose like another fucking series of games, and then be like, oh, well, fuck it, whatever. Then the Eagles would be 500 and barely make it. That's normally how it stacks. So the fact that they rearranged it and put the easy games first, people are like, oh, the Eagles might be something. I think it ends today. I think it ends today, just simply because, granted, the Cowboys' offense is ass. CeeDee Lamb hasn't shown me shit,
They are who we thought they were.
and I mean that. You could press it again if you like.
They are who we thought they were.
Alrighty, so and Darius Slay's
Danny!
been playing amazing. You know what I mean?
Huh?
So, yeah, I just think that like I said, I'm pick the Cowboys because Mike has been playing too crazy, and I don't think the defense. I don't think the Eagles have a strong enough defense in comparison to the Cowboys' interior 8.
Fair enough. Still picking the Eagles, fight the Cowboys. Monday Night Football. The corny ass Denver Broncos versus the LA Chargers. In LA, I'm picking the Chargers.
Why?
Through and through, all the way, because Broncos suck. That's why.
No, I need more of a reason than that.
Russell's been playing like shit. And he's blaming it on a shoulder injury that all of a sudden he's magnificently 100% now the game time's coming around. But when people were talking shit about his play, he all of a sudden started blaming the shoulder. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
The
shoulder shit,
and
that's a little miraculous.
We see through that shit. And I saw that Subway commercial again, and it makes me hate the Broncos. So I'm just gonna pick the Chargers. I'm just gonna pick the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't watch TV, so I don't know the Subway commercial you're referencing.
I'll send it to you.
You really don't have to. I'll just take your assessment and just go with that.
Hey, no, you know what? No. If I had to suffer through it, you have to suffer through it.
Why would you do understand it's my discretion if I click the video or not, right? Like, you sending it to me, it's just be sitting in the group.
I'm gonna send it somehow to where as soon as you see it, it starts playing.
No, there's absolutely not. Like, you can't even do it on Instagram, sir. Like, you kind of lost this battle. You might as well just
figure it out somehow, some way. You're gonna see this fucking video. I will spam the shit out of your inbox if I have to.
No, if you don't have it loaded right now to play it right now, there's absolutely no way you can force me to watch it.
Figure out.
Hey, man, I'm just saying.
See if I can find it on my computer. If it's not gonna be a bitch.
Yeah, your computer, your trusty computer. Oh,
hey,
fuck. Oh, fuck. All right, I'm safe. If that's the smoking
you
gun.
are safe. You are safe. You win this round, Mr. K. You win this round.
Hey, but no, seriously though, like Russell has been, you know what I mean, and to the standards that everyone's putting him, he hasn't lived up to those. But I mean, as far as like I was saying before, like, it's too short a time to sit here and just completely judge these boys and throw them under the bus. There's too many new variables for that team. You know what I mean? It's too many new variables for me to just be like 5 weeks, throw them in the trash. Like, nah, I can't do that. Now, you know what I mean? Especially with the head coach being new. You know what I mean? Like, if they were playing under fucking Mike Shanahan, and it's like, alrighty. Like, all right, throw this fucker in the trash now. You know what I mean? Like, then I'll say that because it's an old school coach that understands how to run a football organization. You know what I mean? They understand how to run a practice day to day. They know how to run the game. You know what I mean? Like, he's still learning that process. So, I mean, I'll say for this game, I'll pick the doggone Broncos just for the reason of the fact of I think because their record's not bad. Like, it's not like they lost every game or they only won one game. You know what I mean?
They're 2-3.
2-3 is not that bad for the new variables that they have. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this was the Bucks, then it'll be like, all right, hold on. Like, Brady shit might be bothering. No, I'm saying because we've been together for 3 years. We have new players, but we still have a whole nucleus. It's the same thing for the Niners. Y'all have a whole nucleus. You got new players, but your nucleus is still there. You get what I'm saying? So that's the only reason I say that. The only reason I'm picking that is just because shit, Keenan Allen's not back. Eckler did go off, but I mean the Broncos have a pretty good defense, so I don't think he's gonna do all of that shit. So that's the only reason why I'm picking them. They got a pretty good defense, and I think Russell is just gonna do just enough to win the game.
Nope. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us for another episode. Once again, we appreciate Cory Hammond coming on, talking college football. We've got the picks. We've got our talk. The NFL might be blowing up soon, so this might be turning into an XFL podcast pretty soon. You know, once again, appreciate all of our partners and everything else like that who are affiliated with us. Chase Energy, Mount Mike's, Popple, Groundbreaking Enterprises, Gunner Sports. Appreciate Leslie Jackson and everybody at the Bay Area Cali Classic once again coming in January of 2023. More information is coming soon. Leslie even put out there have been 12 players that have been nominated from out of state. So you can already tell how
Out
popular
of
this
state.
All-Star game is. Yes.
How
From
have
out
the
of
states
state.
been released?
I don't know what the hell has been going on, but I'm telling
No,
you.
I mean, has they announced the states, like which states that
No,
signed
she
up?
just said that they were out
That's
of state.
super cool.
She just said that they got 12 nominees that were out of state. And in my head, I was like, this is like this is blowing up. It's
Yo,
already getting the attention. It's
all right,
where it needs to be. Like,
one
this is
second.
awesome.
Breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Police just arrested a man that broke into Julio Jones's house in Atlanta. Collection. Oh yeah, his home in Atlanta. On Tuesday, police responded to a burglary in in Buckhead. Stole clothes, jewelry, shoes belonging to Jones. Called the police. The guy's name is Martin Williams, 31, of Bowling Green, Kentucky. Never knew Bowling Green was in Kentucky, but that makes a shitload of sense. Yeah, he was out wearing one of Julio Jones' shirts or sweatshirts. He had his sweatshirt on in the streets. Hold on. So you went in the man's house, broke in, stole his shit, and then started wearing it? You didn't even like, what the?
You didn't think he was going to notice?
So he got 2 counts of first-degree burglary. You're a fucking dummy.
If bitch assness with Mad Six is on, it might go to him this week because that might just go to Idiot of the Week. We need to have another segment, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, for when Mad Six isn't able to attend, we would have something similar. But again, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have seen the social medias and everything scrolling right there at the bottom, all the hashtags, all the sayings. You guys already know. 160 episodes in. If you don't know, you will. It'll get to a point where you will. So, but for all of those that have been hanging out with us and listening and checking in and all that other stuff, we appreciate you guys from the JAFFO Army. And we will see you guys on Tuesday for 161. We'll recapping all of the games, including Monday Night Football. So, from everybody here at the All Pro JAFFOs, appreciate it. For myself, JP, for the 610 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K. See you guys later. Deuces.
Aloha.